Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome back, and we are on ayah number 5. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولقد زينا السماء الدنيا بمصابيح. We have ornamented this world, this lower heavens, the skies of this heaven, of this earth, with lamps, مصابيح. وجعلناها رجوما للشياطين. And from it are that which pelt demons. Why? Because shayateen, they are spirits. The jinn are spirits. They're a subtle matter, and therefore they have abilities that we don't have. They can fly all the way up to the heavens and listen to what's destined to happen. And Allah Ta'ala, in the time of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, ended this. So when this ended, a different industry on this earth used to exist, no longer exists. And that is the industry of the oracles, the magicians, the medicine, the type of oracles. You know, these Disney characters who live off on the mountain, and he's weird, and he's unclean, and he has long nails, and he can tell you the future. That used to exist. Today it's in fairy tales only. Well, why? Why did it used to exist and doesn't exist anymore? The jinn used to go all the way up to the heavens, and they could listen. And in the heavens, they're talking about people's destinies. Angels will say, who's your assignment? Oh, my assignment is Abdullah so-and-so. Oh, Abdullah better be careful. This is the year he's going to have his car accident. Yeah, but he's also going to get married this year. Oh, jinn comes down, tells the oracle. But also, they like to mess with humans. Right? So they only tell him something that makes him scared. Right? Or they'll tell him half the truth. They like to mess around with humans. So the oracle used to be extremely powerful in human societies because he actually knew the truth. Right? So the kings would go to the oracles and all that stuff. But now, this is fairy tales. Yeah, it's fairy tales. They're out of business. Once these shooting stars and other things we don't see disallowed the jinn from going up to the heavens and listening to what is being said, now they have nothing to say to the oracles. We got no business anymore. We have no product. We have no real news, right? You got no real news. Like closing the New York Times office, let's say in Cairo. Close it up. How are they going to give you news? They got to close that whole division. Cairo correspondent kicked out of Egypt. They got to close the whole division. That's why oracles and stuff, it's a joke now. Astrology, we got these right on Route 18 here. We have a house. It says, get your tarot card reading. Know the future. Here, it's the worst beat up, poor looking house. And I'm like, hey, if you knew the future, why aren't you rich? Wouldn't you have like returning clients? Wouldn't the rich people want to know what's going to go on? Right? No, they're all poor now. They used to be powerful. So it's rujum lishayateen, and that's why there are no more oracles. This thing is out of business, and they don't know the future anymore. And anyone who was engaged in this or does this has a severe punishment because you're trying to play God. You don't know the future. Now Allah Ta'ala may tell a Muslim and a mu'min and even a kafir the future in a dream. And we accept that, but we consider it speculative knowledge. Maybe you can be confident in it, but you have to understand it's a % error that you misunderstood. And if he tells it to a Muslim, salih, then it is bushra. Sayyidah Aisha used to say, Allahumma rizukni ru'ya salihah sadiqah. There's two attributes to dreams. Salihah and sadiqah. Salihah means it's good for me. Sadiqah means it's true. So the true dream and is good for you comes to a believer. The true dream, and it may be good for him, may not be, is for the kafir. So how can it be good for you? If it leads you to iman. If it leads the kafir to iman, it's good for him. And even if it leads him to avoiding a disaster in this life. Like who? The king in Surah Yusuf. He's a kafir, but the dream led him to saving his life and saving the lives of everyone else. Or Prophet Musa alayhi salam, when Fir'aun, he had a dream that was true and it was bad for him. that dream that a shooting star came out of the sons of Israel and landed in Egypt and burnt everything. So it's a true dream, but it was bad for him. So Sayyidah Aisha says, oh Allah, grant me ru'ya salihah sadiqah. All right? It's true and it's good for me. Wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi.